He's on his way. He's on his way. Bade's on his way. Get in there, Villa fans. Welcome to Up the Villa and Transfer Hub, your home of Aston Villa's transfer news, links, noise, murmurings, incomings and outgoings. Good news then. So if you are buzzing like me, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Get on the journey. Help me out if you are enjoying the content. Let's have a light target of... I'm bringing good news. So let's bring the light target of 900 and comment your thoughts in the comment section down below. So we know that Aston Villa's current setup within this window is one in, one out. So one's got to go before the one comes in. So we've saw Philogene out, Marlon in, Carlos out, Bade in. Right, so that's the general gist of what we're working at. Especially with those two positions, you could imagine that if a right back comes in, a right back will go out, but maybe go out on loan, such as Costa. So it's really interesting. Now, we've had this sort of story doing the rounds of, we've seen the images, Monchi watching Seville. Then we heard of a meeting that was going to be happening this week. And now from the same source that has been breaking that news, we've got news on Bade. So let's get stuck into it and let's see what is being said here then. So Fernando Serrano has said that Bade is very close to closing his transfer to Aston Villa. So that is fantastic news. Welcomed addition. We've spoke about him extensively of how good he is and how highly thought of he is and what he can bring to this team. The more I think about Bade at Villa, the more it excites me and how I feel about our back line and how I feel about this whole transfer window and how I feel about Villa ending the season. I've got real good vibes about Villa's ending to the season and how we are going about this window, sort of finishing off the window from the summer, but also rectifying and looking at things and figuring out that, do you know what? The squad needs this. We need another defender in there and someone of Bade's quality and caliber of player who is very highly thought of. There was rumours that he was going to Liverpool at one point as well. So I'm really excited by this one. Now, the other part to this is the Carlos part. Carlos has been in talks with various clubs and it always seems to break down. It always seems to not happen. Things don't really sometimes come of it. But we've had a drop from Fabrizio and some sources along with this story who are now saying that Fenerbahce are closing in on Diego Carlos deal with Aston Villa. Final round of talks still needed. So, great stuff because it does feel like, and what I like about these two rumours is that they are balancing up together, aren't they? Because we know that Carlos has got to go before a player can come in. Looks like talks are progressing well, finalising a deal there. And then we're hearing on our side of things of what we want to do. We're sort of finalising on the Bade side of things. There's going to be a crossover. There's going to be a plane going in different directions. And hopefully both players sign for their clubs and the deals get done. So really positive. Looking forward to hopefully seeing Bade holding that Aston Villa shirt up and then potentially right back as well. And I think that window then would look perfect. You know, you're talking about a transfer window where you've signed an attacker, a centre-half and a right back. This could be one of our best January windows ever. I mean, we've had some absolute shocking windows, absolute shockers where players rock up and just stink the place out. And yeah, it's just, you know, we all want a fun deadline day, a fun where signings come in, but when you actually see the players that come in on a deadline day and you see them play, the best part about it was the excitement probably on deadline day of them wanting to sign. Because apart from that, it absolutely stinks when they're on the pitch. So, yeah, it looks like business is really getting done, and I'm looking forward to it. One little thing that's come out about Marlon, which I think is interesting, is that he can't play in the next 2 Champions League games. He can only be registered to play in the knockout phase. So Marlon won't be able to play against Monaco or Celtic. But the knockout phase, when we're allowed to register 3 extra players, he'll be able to play. So, yeah, just looking forward to him. Hopefully, he's in the match day squad. I thought, and I did have a little moan the other day, didn't I, about content and the way in which the questions get asked. But Villa dropped a brilliant feature on Marlon, and it was more like a day in the life. And I just thought it was quality, and you get to see like the relationships, and then one of the big things that came out of it for me was a real family feel between the staff and players. It just felt connected, which I really liked. There was a bit where at the start where Vidagani was just talking to him, and then he was like, Monchi, and Monchi comes out, and it's just good to see like behind the scenes stuff, because, you know, I think sometimes modern day football, it can be quite closed off, can't it? In the sense of nowadays they're off the bus, they've got headphones on, you get a little hand or a little wave and they're straight in. And but then when you're watching that type of content, and Marlon going up to Tyrone Mings and he's like, I'm Tyrone, and I just felt really good watching it. And saw a bit of clip of the breakfast and stuff, and what a setup that is, by the way. And then he was on the weights. Yeah, I just love stuff like that. I love when they do the pitch sides and Emery Cam, and just really sort of getting to see a day in the life. I think that's the sort of content that I really like, and I love finding out about the players, love watching mannerisms and stuff like that. So, yeah, really good. So hopefully Marlon's going to be, you know, in the squad, settled, maybe comes on, could start, but I think it would be very unlikely for him to start. And then the other little rumour that's been doing the rounds, and it's been doing the rounds for a bit, is Buendía. Apparently, Buendia's had an offer from River Plate, which I can't see him going over there. I think Buendía, you know, he's a family guy. He looks pretty settled. So I imagine he'd want to stay maybe in this country and play his football. But yeah, that's not one that I think will be done this window, I don't think. I think maybe in the summer we might look at something. But I do think his last 2 little cameos, he brought something to the table. And I think it's quite interesting that on Wednesday, we made 1 sub, and the only sub we made was Buendía. That's quite telling that Buendía was chosen ahead of, and maybe it was just because the position needs strengthening during that game, but he came on before Bailey. So against West Ham, I thought he was good. Against Everton, he looked okay. He looked sharp. He won a free kick when we needed him to win one. Nearly played in a really good through ball with the outside of his foot. So I think he's starting to get up to speed a little bit, which is good. So, like I say, I think we can wait till the summer for Buendía to see how this goes, how this pans out. But I have got a sneaky feeling that Buendía, we might start to see a little bit more from him as well. So I think that's pleasing to see. I like Buendía, and I just want to see him kick on, really. So those are all of the rumours, I think. Let me just have a triple check before I go. So, yeah, this is everything that I think is going on at the minute. There's not much else to note. Oh, John Duran didn't get an extra ban. So he got a £15,000 fine, which is a joke in itself. And this was the words that were used. John Duran has been fined 15,000 for acting in an improper manner after being sent off against Newcastle. The commission noted that the fact bottle did not strike anybody appeared to be attributable to luck rather than judgment. Well, he hasn't meant to kick the bottle at someone anyway. If it happened to have hit somebody, like, that would have been very, like, unfortunate for it to hit. But he didn't try and kick a bottle at someone, did he? He was frustrated, and I think that whole situation has just been a complete mess. So I'm really glad that he didn't get an extra ban, because I don't think he should have had a ban to start with anyway. So that's all the noise and news that's going on at the minute. We've got the match preview that I've done with Justin. That's currently out as well. We've got an opposition preview that's out later on today as well. So check that one out. That one's really, really insightful on everything Arsenal. We will have the match reaction tomorrow, straight after the game. And then we've got build up to Monaco, where I have got a French, and I know Monaco is not French, is it? But I've got a French football expert on, who is very, 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 very good. It's a very good episode, very insightful, very detailed. There's a lot of knowledge in there. So that one should go down very, very well. And then we'll do our preview for it as well. I'm really looking forward to this one. Really looking forward to it. Looking forward to getting back into Champions League action as well. So Villa fans, smash the likes. Bade is on his way. He's on his way. Up the Villa.